Hi and welcome to my channel of Self-Limited Shameless Shopaholic. Today I want to talk to you about the topic that everybody is talking recently, which is Walmart Birkin. And I want to talk about why I am actually happy that Hermes made a reaction to that, allegedly. I want to share with you why I actually think and why I'm happy that the case is kind of done, that allegedly Hermes did something and stopped Walmart from selling the Birkin. At least it seems like. And I actually think that it had huge potential to ruin the Hermes Birkin. And I'm surprised that nobody in this luxury space, especially on YouTube, because I mean TikTok is different. Apparently people who are not really into luxury, not everybody there knows what Hermes Birkin is, or actually most of them don't, and they just think it's a stupid expensive bag. I'm surprised that people who are here on luxury YouTube, they don't realize that this could potentially be a really big harm to a Birkin. And why I think it could. Because of course we always have dupes, but a dupe usually has a logo of a brand that made that dupe. So if it's Zara, it has a Zara logo, usually. If it's Guess, it has this Guess triangle, which kind of looks similar to Prada, but it is a dupe. You can see that this is heavily inspired, but it doesn't have a logo. And that Walmart Birkin, to my knowledge, didn't have Hermes logo anywhere. I've heard it has some H somewhere. So it was not technically a fake. It was a dupe, but because Hermes doesn't have really branding anywhere, the logo is very small. So it's very easy to fool people from far that this is actually Hermes bag. So that's one thing, that because there's no logo, you cannot go like make your own version of a monogram like many brands do, which kind of, cheapens the monogram, the Louis Vuitton monogram, because everybody's doing it. And then you see like Michael Kors having that monogram, Coach having monogram, Gucci has their monogram, but I think Gucci kind of does it the right way. But so many brands, especially these like kind of mid-level brands and the cheap brands, if they go for monogram, I think it's done not so well. And I personally, even though I like brands, for example Guess or Coach, I never buy their monogram pieces because I think it just looks literally like a poor knockoff or wannabe of designer monograms. It's just not everybody should have monogram, basically. I had some dupes or some inspired bags since long time ago and everywhere, and of course there are fakes that people can buy from some dodgy sellers somewhere. And why actually this could affect Hermes? Of course the fakes, they are there, and they affect probably Hermes, I don't know, but this thing went viral. And this was not just inspired bag, because every Birkin inspired bag is a little different. You can clearly see it's not the same bag. Well, I have an exhibit at home. Let me show you. So this is definitely a bag that was heavily inspired on Hermes Birkin. This is of course Michael Kors, was it Hamilton Told? This was my first expensive handbag that I got over 10 years ago. I was obsessed, I was crazy about it, and yeah, I still have it. I didn't use it too much at the time because I was saving it, and then later, yeah, now I'm not sure if I want to use it much. It's a good bag, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like that it doesn't have a metal here. I think if it would have a metal piece also here, I think I would be more okay. It kind of looks a little bit, I don't know, something I don't like about this. But anyway, so you can see that I was into Birkins before I even knew what Birkin is. I had no idea that was inspired with a Birkin. If you have a huge retailer like Walmart is selling bags which are affordable and look like high-end designer brand, so people will buy, especially it went viral. It wouldn't be the only place that you can buy this, Walmart Birkin. Then you would have Amazon Birkin, you would have eBay Birkin, you would have million of bags which look exactly like a Birkin. It would trickle down the streets and people would buy them. People who have no idea about fashion, people who have never heard wore the Birkin. You would see a lady that is carrying it that has clearly no style. It's just somebody who doesn't care about fashion, but they just picked it up on a market and it looks exactly like a Hermes Birkin. You're probably getting that the Birkin would lose its appeal. It would be everywhere and not as an inspiration. It would be kind of exact copy, and it would cheapen the Birkin. It would make it too popular. And also if you look at the bag, which is getting, which is sold and wore everywhere, Plus, very often you see a very poor, cheap quality of this bag. It loses its appeal. And that's exactly what happened to Louis Vuitton and Monogram. That's what happened to the Neverfull. It was everywhere. It was duped. It was faked. You can buy it on, some markets hanging. Every brand made their monogram. So it went too far and it just ruined the monogram for a while. And we still wear it. But, sometimes you get that feeling if you go, especially into a place where there's so many fakes and you have your original Louis Vuitton monogram. You kind of get that little weird feeling. At least, sometimes I got this when I saw those, markets, flea markets, and you have those kind of monograms or something very close to monogram. It really takes from the bag, from the original bag, even if you have the original one. So that happened to Louis Vuitton. That's, I've heard, I'm not sure if that's actually true, but I've heard that that's why Chanel discontinued their GST taht, which was very popular, but apparently was heavily duped and faked, and it became too mainstream, so they discontinued the bag. I was the one that bought a dupe from Kenneth Cole. At the time, also had no idea that this is a dupe of a Chanel bag. I discovered that actually just a couple of years ago when I was digging into my storage and I found this bag and I was like, oh, that was the dupe of GST taht, because at the time I wasn't into high-end fashion. It was really not my price point, and I probably thought that these things are even way more expensive than they were. I think in 2012 when I was in New York, I could have probably afforded a wallet from Louis Vuitton, but I probably thought that it cost, 3 times more than it actually did cost. But that's a whole another story. That is my take on why I think that the Walmart Birkin could have potentially ruined Hermes Birkin, and I'm actually glad that something has happened, that it seems like the bag is removed from the sale, the orders are cancelled from what I watched from other people's videos, and probably we all think that Hermes sent them a letter warning, I don't know, sent their lawyers or whatever they did. I'm really glad that they did reacted, because we really don't need to have everything ruined, by the mainstream. I don't have a Birkin. I would like to have one. And before I'm able to have one, I don't want this bag to be ruined by having so many cheap alternatives selling this style of bag on every corner. I'm not even talking about fakes. And if you have the dupes, which are just kind of exact copy, but then you see them everywhere, and then you see them in a very poor quality plastic, PVC made. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. That would really ruin the appeal of Birkin. It wouldn't be anymore the status symbol. It wouldn't be exclusive. It wouldn't be this kind of mystery around it. And I mean, it's good to have this kind of things in life. I mean, not everybody can afford Birkin, not everybody can get the Birkin, but not everybody should. And I'm not talking, in a way that I downgrade people, but it's not for everybody, and it's okay if it stays that way. You know what I mean? It's okay if this is a bag which is exclusive to some group of people. And don't get me wrong, it's technically nothing wrong that there is a cheap alternative in Walmart, and some people get it. But if that would be left unattended and stop it on time, I am sure 1000% that it would be more sellers selling it everywhere. It would just become everywhere. It would be viral. It would be I don't know what else we have, this kind of, not even trend, but the fad that just blows, everybody has it, and then soon after nobody wants it. So I was worried that this will happen to the Birkin bag, and yeah, I want to have some of my handbag dreams and handbag goals in life. I don't want the cheap fashion to ruin my, drive to work hard and one day get a beautiful Birkin bag, or 2 or 3 or 10, or yeah, I can keep dreaming. This is where I stand on the Walmart Birkin topic. Let me know, what do you think? What was your opinion? And if you agree with what I said and thought about it. Did you think that this can happen also? Will go too viral and it will ruin the Hermes Birkin appearance? Did you want it to buy? I would actually possibly buy if we had Walmart here. Possibly, because I'm not sure if I wanted to do that, because I don't want to for myself ruin the experience of my future Birkin, because I want to have a Birkin one day. So I maybe don't want to buy a cheaper alternative, and then there's kind of it's not the same, it wouldn't be the same probably. But if I would already have 1 or 2, I possibly would go and buy, because I was also curious about the quality, like some other people said. It's just curiosity to just see how well it is duped, what is the material, and this kind of things. So it would be tempting, but I'm glad it stopped. And yeah, I said that already like a million times. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me in my office and cosmetic area. And the simple reason why I recorded here, because I have lights here and I was just too kind of lazy to pull out all my lights. So I decided to use this light and I hope it works. So once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me for those few minutes. I will see you in my next video, and until next time, take care and don't forget to enjoy your life. That's important. Bye guys.